let's move on to multiplayer, which is seen here on Naboo. Again, another map we could have played in Singapore. It doesn't matter. I really... As much bizarro, not fun, the single player, and not that it's bad, but the single player is kind of it's uninspired or uninteresting. It's just not quite there. But with the multiplayer, when you're on Hoth and there is an AT-AT jumping around, well, he's not really jumping, and you're looking at snipers and you're hunting all around, there are so many great moments in the multiplayer, and it's a little convoluted at first to figure out like what class you want to be and all that. And I'm terrible. I'm straight up terrible at this game. Now I've gotten better than what you're going to see here. Still terrible, but I enjoyed it. I've never finished a match in the top people. I'm terrible, but I've pretty much 90% of the time had fun with the game. Star Wars, and I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, but having that setup, having these battles I've seen for years and years, basically my entire life, because I remember watching episode 1 when I was like 9 or something, and the other movies before that, even when I was even younger, it's so iconic, and it's so much fun to defend these points in locations with characters, even just little minor assault droids. It's so much fun to be in that moment as those characters, to see someone sniping over there and like, I'm going to change my class and be an officer. I'm going to buff these guys and we're going to run out. And I just got this new thing. I actually did this morning. I swapped out one of with the cards, the controversial cards. I swapped out my, I don't remember what I swapped. Oh, the grenade, the flash grenade. I swapped it out for a rocket launcher. So I'm a little officer man, like peering over the corner, firing, homing rocket. This is sign language for rocket launcher. And it's awesome. It is so much fun to just be goddamn cannon fodder in this world. I really, really liked it. And to go back to the cards and address that head on, the game, they took out the pay to win, whatever nonsense before it officially came out. So anyone who paid, and I played it the day it came out, that Friday morning, and there were people like, oh, yeah, you clearly paid because there's no way you played 30 hours to unlock all this. So you played this before enough to get it or already have paid for it. But most people didn't. You can go online today, this morning, like I did, and you can play and be killed by a guy who has one card, right? Most people by now have at least one for every class. And you'll get killed by guys that have 3 cards. 7, I don't know why I said 7. But they probably have 7,000 cards. You can see the cards right here. And they actually changed the iconography from that to what it is now. But at the same time, you see a guy in a choke point, it doesn't matter what he's doing or how many cards he has. If those cards give him faster health regen or an improved grenade explosion radius, like, you can get around him, or you can just go somewhere else. The battles are so big, like, I'll just not deal with him, or I'll go in with a squad and I'll buff them, and you can get around it. The stat boosts, by and large, now there are some that are crazy, but by and large, they're very minute. So it might be like I said, the grenade radius is a little larger, and if you have that maxed out, you spent the currency or you got lucky in a loot box, it gets a little bigger, but it's like 20% bigger, 15% bigger. Most of these stat upgrades also, with the grenades, they affect things that are on a timer. So you throw a grenade and then you gotta wait 5 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever it is, to reuse the grenade, right? So it doesn't matter that they have a card that gives them super crazy badass grenades if they can only use it once and then they're just using a machine gun, the same machine gun you have, right? There are some skills, though, for certain classes and characters, a lot of them heroes, where it's like, oh, if you kill someone, you get health. And then that's where it kind of starts skewing the line. And we'll talk later, I guess, about what could have been done, or what could be done about this progression problem, because I love the game. I really do think it's a ton of fun. I played all the modes at least once. There's the objective-based mode, which I'm too terrible to really be of good help to the team, but it is pretty cool. There's like a team deathmatch style mode that actually is a lot of fun. Way more fun than I thought it'd be. But the default mode, which is this one, is a ton of fun. Even when losing, and I lose a lot because I'm terrible. Just to participate in these battles that like, oh, now they're taking the throne room. Let's retreat. Now the battle, it was like Naboo is one of my favorite maps because it's in this huge battlefield. And then by the end, you're in close quarters and everyone's throwing grenades and setting up turrets and they got shields up. And it's, this is so cool. I love that map. I love how much fun it is to just be on Naboo. How crazy is that? But before I get into the progression fixes and the problems, the what is it? Starfighter Assault mode, I think, is a joy. So this is the mode, I think it's 10v10 or 12v12, something like that. It's not 20v20. The main mode is 20v20. It'll have it right here. Don't do the battle scenarios, me in the video. Video me? Whatever. So it's 5 maps, attack and defend on each map, which is pretty typical. You kind of do that on all the maps. In space, on a planet, just flying around in ships, only ships. And it is a goddamn joy. I have so much fun with this mode. Dogfighting is exactly what I've always wanted. This is Star Fox Next Gen, not that shitty actual Star Fox game we got a year ago. It's so much fun. It's like these giant Star Destroyers and you're taking out turrets on them, and there's a couple missions where once it gets to the very end, you have to fly into it and shoot its core. And if you're defending, you're flying into it too and like shooting the other guys that are shooting it. And it's so cool to be flying and things are blowing up everywhere. It is goddamn amazing. I love that mode. You get to be like the Slave One, Millennium Falcon, all these cool ships, stupid Poe Dameron's TIE Fighter, who cares? Not TIE Fighter, X-Wing, who cares? So much fun. I love that mode. And the fact that I played, I guess minus the single player, close to 20 hours of this game, multiplayer. And largely no hiccups. There was a couple matches that were laggy, but pretty flawless performance for everything. The game's stunningly gorgeous. It's so much fun to play. It's so much fun. I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. Now, there is a point to be made that if the microtransaction pay-to-win nonsense had been left in, would this still be fun? Would this have been the same game? And my answer to that is no. There's a couple changes they made along the way, right? So there was the whole hullabaloo about, oh, you have to play for 100 hours just to unlock Darth Vader? That's bullshit. And they scaled that back. 75% they scaled that back. Okay. That's a good first step. And then a couple days later, they got rid of the pay for credits and all that in the first place. So you can't even do that. Now that's an even better step. But here's the problem. And I appreciate what they were trying to go with. Like the idea of playing something for 60 hours and just unlocking something new at hour 60 is cool. That's what I remember liking so much about Smash Bros. Melee when I'd play it every day for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I'm like building up to get to 2,000 battles so that I can unlock a character. That was so much fun, right? And in these multiplayer environments where people are playing Overwatch for thousands of hours, it is nice to have an unlockable at the end of that. But the difference here is that you're not unlocking Darth Vader at that point. You would have had enough money to potentially have bought Darth Vader, which is a weird distinction. And I think if they just gave you Darth Vader after 50 matches or something, that would make a lot more sense than, 15,000 credits, which in my time playing the game, I probably earned 45,000 Maybe not. I maybe opened, not including daily crates, which are kind of full of trash. I opened 20 crates. There's some that you get from single player, but ones I bought with my own credits that I earned from playing the game, about 18, let's say, something like that. And I did get stuff. I did get that rocket launcher I mentioned earlier, and I am pleased with that rocket launcher, but it's so slow. Progress is so damn slow, and that's the problem. If this had been pay to win or play for 20 hours and you have everything, or you can just pay X money to get it all right up front, that would have been okay, because I think playing something, especially a multiplayer game, how many games you're getting per hour or whatever, you're going to play it. Even someone like me played it for 20 hours, and I don't even really like multiplayer games. I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, right? So I played it for 20 hours, but by this point, I should be able to say, oh, my assault character, pretty baller, right? And I can't say that because the progression is so slow. And granted, I am terrible, so that's on me. If you got more than 3 or 4 or 5 kills a match, maybe you wouldn't be so terrible. I get a lot of assists. Okay, in my credit, I get a lot of assists. I think people are they're taking all my points, and they're using them, and that's great. But it could be me with those kills, right? It's not gonna be, but it could have been. Because there's goals like, I think it was 150 kills with the assault. I'm trying to remember, and then you get another weapon, and I'm trying the second weapon as the assault character, and it's like, okay, there's 3 unlockable attachments. What do you mean? Yep, 3 unlockable attachments for that weapon, and like you get 50 kills with this weapon, get 100 kills, get 500 kills with this weapon. Like 500 kills with this weapon is gonna take me 100 hours because I don't only play this class. Maybe I kill them with a grenade, and 3, terrible. So when am I ever gonna get that? Like the rewards and all this stuff, and there's 3 other weapons to unlock past that on the assault class, the basic grunt character that I will probably never see. I don't even know if the guns are better. Couldn't tell you, right? But that's not the point. The point is that it's so crazy how far away some of these goals feel, how slow to progress they feel to me. And even beyond that, like, okay, fine, I'm terrible. Normal person shouldn't take that long to unlock all these things with these weapons. Fine. But a normal person is still getting the same amount of credits as I would be, and you're not getting enough credits. And that goes back to, what are they going to do? Are they going to put the microtransactions back in and change the progression system? What does that mean? And that's I don't know. I feel like, this is just because I played a bunch of the game, I feel like I should get a certain amount of credits per match I played so that I can get thousands and thousands and then go back in and spend them and get a bunch more cards. But I think these cards, even the cards themselves, could have been implemented better. A lot of these matches are done in these multi-stage arenas. Take this objective, then take this next one, and then the final one. And they could have done it where when you start a match, none of your cards work, right? But as soon as phase 2 of the battle starts, your first card is go. And I think that would have changed the dynamic, because then you're like, okay, just the first card is go. Now it's the same as like MOBAs, right? You don't have your ult until you're level 10 or something, right? On purpose. But if you're starting the match with all these cards, it kind of gives you a weird advantage. But if it's on the second round, now everyone's first card is active. That's a different dynamic. And then on the final objective, all your cards are active. And then you got to start thinking of like, what's in my first card slot and all that. But the point still stands, even if that kind of fun mode would solve people's problems or not, the card progression is too slow and way too convoluted. You need to be getting so much more materials and credits and I forgot, weapon parts, I think it is. I don't even remember. They're just a little weird symbol. I don't remember what they are. Because you can use those weapon parts, I think they are, to upgrade these cars. You can just buy them outright with those points. And it's not very, very much to buy them initially, but then it's like, okay, 180 for this next upgrade, and then 250 or whatever for the next one. And if I was getting more points along the way, I'd be much more into it. I think that's the big thing. Is I don't know how much more I'm gonna play of this game. Probably, oh, here's a new map, here's a new character, I'll drop in, right? Here's a free, here we fix the microtransactions, we're giving everyone 100 loot boxes. Okay, I'll log in and I'll get my super loot boxes. Fine. And I'll play a couple matches, I'll shoot a couple Star Destroyers. They add in the Death Star where I'm flying around the Death Star and I can go into the trenches. Yes, of course I'm there. Of course I'm there. But I don't know how much longer I'm there. And this is from someone who really did like the game quite a bit and feels a little bit bad for it. I think it's pretty solid. Now, granted, I don't play Overwatch. I don't really play a lot of shooters. So for me, I just kind of like the simple package of it all. And there's ships. It's a ton of fun. I think the whole pay to win, even with people who have really good cards now because they played a bunch, is overblown. You can still win. I'm playing on PC, okay, with a controller. And I'm not doing that bad, okay? Sometimes I'm in the middle of this and I'm like looking at birds and shit. If you watch this gameplay, half of this gameplay is me looking at birds, which they patched out, by the way, because birds don't fucking despawn. So if I can do it against these obnoxious weirdos, I've gotten headshots, I've sniped guys, I've gotten the jump on 2 weirdos with a grenade. Stormtroopers, I guess you could call them technically. If I can do it, you can do it. You can fight up the guy with 3 cards. I mean, come on, it's just 3 cards. I think they should fix this. The cards are very wordy. The abilities are all very wordy. It needs to be plus 20% grenade damage. But instead it's like, this gives the assault officer an enhanced range of his grenades. You're like, dude, I'm in the battle. Pick it up. That's how some of the cards are. And even when you're killed by someone, I want to know very quickly, like plus 20% health regen rate or something, right? On those cards. I need to see that. Like, well, that's what that person had. So you can't blame him, you know? Oh, his scan darts are upgraded? Well, his scan darts didn't kill you. Okay? Every assault character has a scan dart. So them being upgraded to be on for 5 more seconds isn't what killed you. Okay? He got the jump on you. He would have probably had the jump on you anyway. Some are bad. I will not disagree with that. Some are bad. That's Battlefront 2. I think that's sufficient. Oh, I look like I got a weird outline. Oh no, it's just the map. I thought I had a fun outline. I don't got nothing. Any questions, Delphox? I don't think so. You watch me play enough of it. It's really fun. I think there's only one map I don't like, which is Kashyyyk. It's too big, and I'm not a good sniper, and I can't figure out what character I want to be as. The last match I did there was pretty good, though. As in, I didn't just die the whole time. If the best moments of every match I've ever had were strung together, I would be good. They're not. That is not how games work. So I'm bad. Very bad. I think I can prove that. I mean, look at this. Look at the birds, too. They're just flying all into sorts of nonsense. Anyway. Moving on. This next part should be very exciting for you, Delphox. So if you're paying attention, pay attention.